wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to...
Alright YouTube, I'm back. It's been a second since I recorded a video, and I just wanted to show you a new gun that I picked up. It is a Glock 44. As many of y'all know, this is a 22 caliber pistol made by Glock. It's chambered in 22 long rifle, and it is the same size as the Glock 19. There's many reviews out on this video, but I kind of wanted to talk about the reasons why I got it. I got it primarily as a training pistol, so I could go out and train with it and plink and shoot quite a bit more than throwing 9mm down. Right now, when I buy bulk ammo, I'm getting 9mm for about 26 to 28 cents a round, whereas I can get 40 grain 22 long rifle for 6-8 cents a round in bulk pack. That makes quite a bit of difference when you're training. There's been some reviews on YouTube that said this gun was not reliable. I shot 40 grain Remington and I didn't have any hiccups at all. I probably put not a tremendous amount, but maybe 150 rounds downrange yesterday without a single malfunction. The one thing I would say about training with this firearm is it's significantly lighter than your Glock 19, but I think the size, getting a little bit of recoil impulse adds a lot of value to your training over just dry firing. Another thing that I'll be cognizant of is your sights. On here, it comes with like a target style sights. They're adjustable for windage. You can float the rear sight. And you know, they're plastic Glock sights. When I held these, I noticed that it was shooting like a 6 o'clock style, or some people would call that lollipopping, point of aim, point of impact to 25 yards. Lollipop at 25 yards. I generally put point of aim, point of impact, meaning that I put my front sight on the target. I cover what I want to shoot, and that's how I shoot. These, you put it right below it, and you'll hit bullseye or whatever you're trying to shoot. I want to talk about something else. When I was shooting this, I was thinking, what is the value of a Glock 44 other than training for Glock pistols? And I thought to myself, you know, this would be the perfect firearm for an elderly individual. Somebody who has a hard time maybe gripping a pistol, somebody who has a hard time racking the slide, or somebody who is weight sensitive. This pistol is extremely light and it's really easy to rack the slide. I know Smith & Wesson makes like that EZ pistol, and I don't have much experience with it, but also the recoil impulse. You know, if God so gives me 100 years on this earth, this is likely what I'll be carrying at 100 years old. And I wanted to compare that to some other options that you might think of when you get older. One would be a revolver. Many older people try to carry a revolver because you don't have to rack the slide. Problem with carrying the revolver is the weight. And I know they have scandium frame, the aluminum frame revolvers now. They still generally have significant weight, and also the way that you grip them. The grip on this is, you know, you have to do that teacup, which puts a lot more stress on your wrist. And then finally, modern revolvers with that double action, single action pull take quite a bit of grip strength to do. And this is a Smith & Wesson Performance Center 686, so it has a tuned up trigger, and it still takes a significant amount of trigger pressure to pull back on the double action form. Now you say, what if I'm going to put it in single action every time? Well, this thing's got basically like a rifle trigger in single action, but still the strength to pull that back, and also in a stressful situation, do you want to take the time to do that? Another option that you might consider is something small like this. This is an old pistol. This is a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380. The problem with this is as you get older, a lot of times you lose your grip strength. And with this narrow, so small of grip, you can't grip it. Or I'm not saying that you can't, I can, but I'm saying I can see that being a significant problem as I begin to age, as opposed to the 22 or the Glock 44, where you got a full tang, so you can get a nice grip on it, and you still have a recoil impulse, or you'd have very little recoil impulse. You can really control this gun. Whereas this 380, this gun is, you know, past 15 yards, it's pretty difficult to know exactly where you're going to hit. Just the same thing, another option. This is a Ruger LC9S, and you see I got some old guns. I know they're doing Ruger Security 9s and all kinds of stuff now, but nonetheless, it's an option. This is actually a great pistol. It's got a great trigger, but the weight, when you look at the weight, the ability to rack your slide, I still think for, I hate to use the term geriatric, but for a geriac person that still has all their mental faculties, but maybe physically lacking, I think that this Glock 44 could be a superior option. And I'm not saying that it is. I mean, obviously everybody has to make their own decisions, but I was just trying to think of what uses are there for this weapon outside of training, and I came to that conclusion that for an elderly, this would probably be a perfect pistol. Another thing is I got 2 young boys under the age of 10 years old, and unfortunately, I started shooting them, or not shooting them, I started having them shoot when they were maybe 5 years old, and I took them out with, I believe it's maybe a Glock 17, and 1, they couldn't even grip the gun, and 2, that recoil impulse, although it was nothing for me, that scared the bejesus out of those boys. So I took them out yesterday, and I had them shooting this too, and both of them loved it. The recoil impulse is so minimal. The weight of the weapon is so light. It's just really a good starter gun to start young children on pistol shooting. Obviously, most of us start on a Cricket 22 rifle, but as far as pistol shooting, I think this is probably a pretty good option. For somebody that was raised around guns, you know, it may be okay to start, but it's probably still a little young to start pistol shooting before the age of 10. I'd imagine get your hands large enough to grip a pistol, probably around 12 for the average kid. If a parent wanted to allow their kids to shoot, probably be a good age to start pistol shooting. Rifles, you can start those as soon as they can understand weapons fundamentals. And I think that's all I got.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to